So you spoke about purpose, right? So I have a question which is like, I don't know, I probably envisioned that this is going to come. uh, does every soul that incarnates on the planet have a purpose of existence, or is existence itself is only the purpose?
Neither are right, because I told you, it is not individual purpose. Our purpose is always linked with other people and a larger problem that we're solving together with them. That's when we get motivation and stuff, right? So if everyone had their own individual purpose,
Yeah.
then
Right.
how will it get done?
Correct. Yeah.
Because we had to collaborate in order to make anything, to make this mic. A lot of people have worked together.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. We don't have an individual purpose. What will you do alone?
Yeah. So I mean, all over the world, especially in the West, and even in India right now, the individualism is growing to such an extent it has become extreme wokeism, right? I'm sure you would have heard that term, wokeism, right?
I know what being woke
That
is.
I can be this right now, I can be something else right now, so you have to.
Yeah, I just want to take them to the jungle and show them all the tigers look the same. Come here. All the butterflies look the same. Come here. All these sparrows looks the same. Okay, go home. Maybe it'll open their eyes.
Yeah.
Individualism doesn't exist in nature. It's just only in human beings, and it's totally impractical. We have to work together as a species, just like nature.
Right. So in a family, I always had this question. Let's say we all had joint families.
Yeah.
Earlier in India.
Yeah.
Right?
Me too.
There the question comes is, there is one sort of a leader, like one person, like an uncle or someone.
The elder,
right?
Yeah.
He rules the roost.
Yeah.
He dictates everything, that you have to do it this way, who marries whom, and all these things. So do you like, let's say if you have that kind of a life, how will you feel?
It's not like that. It never used to be like that. Everyone used to know why. If he says this person is not suitable for you to marry, there would be a clear reason given, which can't be argued about. That's leadership. You can't force people to do things. They should see that, wow, this is good for me. So leader's job is to show them that this is good for you. What you're thinking is good for you is not good for you. This is actually good for you.
Okay. So logically, as an individual, if you think that if it is good for me, then it's okay. But let's say if there is...
Consent is always important. Consent is not woke culture. Consent is part of our culture. So we want everybody to be comfortable, and we treat a guest as God. We say Atithi Devo Bhava. Means what? That we have a culture of making sacrifices, small sacrifices for each other, so that we can all get what we want. We're willing to wait our turn for us to get what we want, but it doesn't mean that you won't be fed. You know how it is in the joint family when they start serving, everybody's sitting.
No.
The guy sitting last will get everything last, but he can wait, and he waits, and he's not in a hurry, because he knows he'll be fed. That's where you have to be. So it's not your time to be fed, then you won't get what you want. You have to wait, and you'll get it, and you'll understand that nobody's against me. But then they started making movies. Bollywood started making Thames Nadi movies, where the families are against the children, and then they're being forced, and based on 2 or 3 isolated incidents, that's what they make a movie on, and then that sets the culture for the whole country. It's really wrong.
So you're saying that mass media, like films and all that,
has to be responsible. They're not responsible at all. Like, nobody's responsible. They make whatever they want.
They say it's only for entertainment.
Yeah, what entertainment? You have a responsibility of leadership, because people are watching you and learning. So you can't talk whatever you want. I can't behave however I want, man. People are watching me and learning. So you need to be an example when you're in the media. Mass media are even more careful, but there's no care, nothing.
So do you
that's become an outlet for woke people to go and express themselves. Bollywood.
Yeah. So do you think that is because people lost patience is the primary reasons of joint families getting divided into nuclear families?
I think because people bought the idea that it's easier to manage as an individual. They bought that idea, and now they're finding out that they were woefully wrong. And so now there are things there needs to be repair. And when people are hungry enough, they'll find the repair. It's not a problem. We're very resilient that way
Yeah.
in India.
Yeah. So then, when it comes to people realizing certain things, right? They want to go more deeper. This is what my journey, my own personal journey also happened, that I wanted to go more into my own roots.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
But then most of the audience on the internet are not renunciates. But the content what a Vedanta guru puts out, or any kind of spiritual guru puts out, is that stay away from material pleasures. Stay away from material pleasures. That's what mostly the Vedanta teaching tells you. That worldly pleasures are not good. You
Not
be
Vedanta,
away.
but Thames Nadi Vedanta.
Okay.
Vedanta is not so stupid.
Okay.
Vedanta is very clear about the value of success and discipline and hard work. You know, there's no confusion in Vedanta, but you should read the actual Upanishads, no?
Yeah.
Then you'll know what is Vedanta.
Okay. When I say Vedanta, because I'm telling it from my personal experience, that I read the book Tattva Bodha, which is the first step towards learning the Upanishads.
Yes.
So from there on, I got that you have to move away from the worldly pleasure towards the Brahman.
Did you read a translation by any chance?
Yeah.
That's why.
Okay.
It's been translated wrong. Give it to me and I'll translate it properly.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing. My job is to sit and translate. This is what I did on this Vyas Purnima. I did Yagna. And I called Vyasji. I said, you come, I want to talk to you. Please come. And he came. As soon as he came, there were like 25 Garuds circling my Yagna flame. My Yagna flame is here. It's circling right on top. And then I was like, wow, you actually came. So can I ask you one thing? Make me the Vyas of the Kalyug so that I can translate all the Sanskrit stuff to English, because Sanskrit is not going to become popular anytime soon. And he said, Tathastu, and he left.
Okay.
So that's going to happen.
Okay.
I think everything needs to, that's my vision. I think everything needs to be translated into English properly first, because nobody knows Sanskrit. And so they have to read. To translate, you need to know Sanskrit and you need to know yoga. At least you need to know the principles of yoga, tantra, sankhya, everything. And you need to be a practitioner of some spiritual discipline. Otherwise, you can't translate it. So many of the translators are just translators. And many of the swamis who translate, they're not that good in Sanskrit. So we have to work as a team and make it happen, right? So me and my team are working on it. We've got Sanskrit experts on the team. There's me. I'm the yoga expert. I'm not the Sanskrit expert.
Okay.
But I'm working together. And then we started translating Patanjali Yoga Sutra. And it's blowing people's mind. They've been reading it now for 100 years, but they didn't know what it means until I started explaining it. So this is the kind of work that needs to be done on a scale. You're going to get more people who, as they go and mature in their practice of yoga, my students will also join in and help me. Just like Vyasa's students joined in and helped him. So that's what you're going to do.
Okay. So then, I mean, I'll come back to that book, that what I was reading. It says that, I mean, to know what is me, I have to know what is not me, which is the Panchendriyas, the Karmendriyas, and all these things. There is a list of all the things that are there, the Panchakoshas and all that. All this is not me. There is the mind, the intellect is not me. There is something else, right? So, is there anything that you want to correct here? Is that learning wrong, or what is it?
It's totally wrong.
Okay. What is your
Because there is, identity can spread, you know. But essentially, you are the viewer. That's it. You're the subject.
Okay.
And then there's an object that you're viewing. And then there is an activity you're doing together. That's it. Right? These are the three things you can see. Everything you can see is definitely not you. But in the definition of you, you do include a few things that you actually care about and protect. Ask yourself what you protect, that is you. What do you protect in your life? What are you protecting so badly in your life? That's you. Okay? So most people are just protecting themselves from conflict. That's them. Those are the victims. But those who want to resolve things and they want to protect collaboration, then their you becomes bigger. The you becomes a we.
Yeah.
You know, I plus you is equal to we. All of this can come under identity. All of this is me only. Asmi.
Okay.
You will say when you're hungry, you will say, I am hungry. That's you, because that's you at the moment. You can't think of anything else.
Right.
That's what you want to protect
Okay.
at that moment. Your sense of well-being is gone because you're hungry. You want to protect it. So what do you protect? That's you. This is really what it is.
Okay.
So this kind of intellectual stuff is there in the Vedanta, and it's just talk, because it's just recorded how a person's mind thinks. But when you read till the end, you will see that they're making conclusions. That's the part nobody reaches.
Okay.
They're busy with the in-between. You have to read the whole thing. You have to read the whole Upanishad. Then you'll get the whole meaning of it. You know?
Okay. Yeah, so that the question was around, so this is about Vedanta, whereas something like Tantra happily embraces material wealth, happily embraces pleasures, and then it says that through that you sort of attain vairagya and then moksha. That's what Tantra says. So then when people listen to all these kind of contradictions on the internet through various podcasts and various gurujis and all that, that's a little confusing for people, that what's the path that they have to choose.
The way my guru explained it to me, there is no conflict between Vedanta and Tantra. Because Vedanta is talking about the theory and the principles and all of that kind of stuff. While Tantra is like engineering, it's the application. You know, and even now engineering is called Tantra. They call it Tantric Vidyalaya, right? In our
Tantric
language.
Vidyalaya, yes.
So Tantra is like the engineering of spirituality, while Vedanta is something like the philosophy. The philosophy, the guiding principles, the main things, right? So this is what it is. They're not conflict.
Yeah,
Vedanta is not against wealth. Vedanta is not for monkhood. But it's been interpreted like that by Thames Nadi, and a lot of people are walking around like that.
Yeah.
They're studying Vedanta and then becoming monks, they're becoming recluse, they're staying away from society, they're not getting nourished by anything. So obviously you understood the principles wrong. If you want to learn them again, I will probably do lessons on it. But, sometime later, that's not my high priority right now. For me, the Puranas and then the Upanishad. So I'm focusing first on the Puranas.
Okay.
Because you can't understand the Upanishads if you don't know the Vedic literature. And if the Puranas are the starting point for understanding the Vedas and the Upanishads and Tantra. So everyone should start with the Puranas.
Okay. So again, talking about the worldly pleasures, one thing that comes the forefront is sex part of it, right? I've watched many of your podcasts and your reels, right? What you say is women should explore their sexuality, right? And now on Instagram, on Facebook, everywhere, I
didn't say women should explore their sexuality.
Okay, maybe I
that's not what I said.
Okay, yeah, please correct me if you're...
I teach something called womb spirituality.
Okay.
Where women can use their womb to create anything. Because it is a creative space. If it can create a whole new human being, it can create anything. So using the energy of that to create things is what I teach in one of the programs.
Okay.
Another program is called She Said No. This is to create women leaders. It has nothing to do with sex.
Okay.
So I don't have any sex teachings
Okay.
for anybody.
Mm.
Because first they need dharma and artha.
Mm.
And only then, if they're worthy, then they get lessons about karma. Not before that. I'm not given any teachings about sex
Okay.
in public
Okay.
at all.
Okay. Because my question was around that,
Huh.
that in today's, there is a lot of reels and content which comes out where women are showing up their, mostly women are showing up their bodies, and that is the one that
Yeah.
is selling.
Hmm.
Like even in the name of Tantra, Yoga and all that, like Kundalini awakening, all these things, they show their, I mean, I don't know what all they do. They say this is how Kundalini is awakened, and they, dance to it and stuff like that. So, I mean, are you of the point that, okay, let them explore their thing and their own journey, let it be like that? Or
Why should anyone interfere? Like,
that's the question.
If you want to express yourself by taking your clothes off, I don't have a problem.
Hmm.
Why should it bother me? I'm only sitting like this.
Hmm.
It'll be like a what do you call it? Wouldn't it be stupid if I criticize someone for not wearing clothes?
Hmm.
Have you seen how I am?
No, but if you're doing that to sell something,
I'm selling my course.
okay.
But I don't think people are coming to my course because of my body. But maybe they are. Some people may be.
Hmm.
I don't think it's a problem.
So you're saying it's okay to use women as objectifying themselves as the body to sell anything? Is that okay?
I think it's totally okay to dress however you feel comfortable.
Okay.
And there are women actually selling porn as well, right?
Yeah.
OnlyFans.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's okay too. What's the problem? How else will she make a living?
Hmm.
If she had any other option, believe me, she should have taken it.
Hmm.
No, this is what I want to tell people. They think women doing porn have other choices and they can do much better work, but nothing else is going to earn them like that.
Hmm.
So then what are you saying? Why are you taking away their means of livelihood? And most of the guys complaining are the ones who actually go and watch it.
Hmm.
I don't know what.
Hmm.
Maybe they're complaining because they want it free.
Yeah. Could be. And also it also shows there's a lot of deprivation. The sex is deprived a lot. That's why
Yes.
people want to watch such content.
Sex is deprived because people don't want to learn.
Hmm.
They don't want to learn what the mating game actually is.
Hmm.
They don't want to know at what point will women get attracted to them. Men don't want to know. Women don't want to know at what point will men actually get attracted to them, and not just this imitation. Imitation of Bollywood also will make men titillated. Titillation is not attraction. You should know the difference.
Hmm.
No. So even women don't know at what point they actually attract a man, and men don't know at what point they actually attract a woman. And whatever, it's the same problem even if the couple is gay. They really don't know at what point they were actually attracted, or are they just fulfilling a fantasy which they saw in a movie or read in a story, and now they want to live that life.
Yeah.
So there's a depersonalization of the other person. Then they're not a person anymore, that person. I don't know if I use the right word, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They don't feel the other person is a person anymore. They feel that there is something in their story.
Hmm.
So they can't have any real human feelings. They have to feel like the story.
Hmm. It's like impersonating someone.
Imposters.
Imposters. Yeah.
Yeah. They're imposter Bollywood.
Hmm.
Everybody in relationship today is an imposter Bollywood. Like, come on, man. Bollywood movie ends in 1.5 hours and then they go back to their real lives. So you also have a real life.
Yeah. So then what is, so if I can term this as, can I term this as bad karma?
It's not even like, I don't know. I think it would be like gullibility.
Okay.
People buying into the narrative that they need to have a partner. I don't have a partner. I don't have a need for it. I'm perfectly all right. I'm not handicapped in any way because of it. So then people feel that I need this so bad, and I ask them why, and they have no answer why they're with the other person. They don't have a good answer. They're just there, and that person could be replaced by anyone else who has the same imposter, who has the same costume. You know.
Yeah, it's like a very profound thought that people live in stories, in somebody else's stories.
Yeah, they projected another version. They don't even want to know who's in front of them.
Nice.
That's pretty sad, actually. There's no human connection, is what I'm saying.
So how do you suggest that people should realize, if again, lack of a better term, good karma?
Good karma can happen only under certain circumstances. You need to be overflowing with artha, then only you can have karma, because you need space, you need time, you need privacy. And these things cannot be afforded by you. If you are in all sorts of relationships that do not support you to do this, the people around you should support you to do it. You know, they should support both the man and the woman. Because if they don't, there'll be problems. And Kama is actually a spiritual practice. Shiva is called Kamaraja or Kameshwara, and Devi is called Kameshwari. You know? So there are a lot of tantras that explain what the practices are. So there's the Kundalini awakening, you know. And when it happens with a partner, it's like a double Kundalini awakening. And so that has the power to manifest anything. It's like a real power. But we use it to manifest moksha, which is immortality, freedom from the cycle of birth and death. You can't get freedom from death and birth by dying, because then you're not free from death because you're dead. Okay. So people think that moksha is going to happen after they die. Moksha is when you're alive. Did you care to maintain your body so that you repair faster than you damage it? Then you're already immortal. Children are immortal.
So moksha, again, like what we have been taught is that moksha happens after death.
Correct. How can it be? You question, what is moksha? Freedom from cycle of birth and death. Okay, fine. When does it happen? After you're dead. Freedom from death after you're dead. Just makes no sense. And even the mantra says, Mrityor Mokshiyam Amrutat, right? Give me moksha from death, never from immortality. That's what you're asking Shiva. So that's what moksha is, and this is a you know, it is an art of karma to become immortal. It can't be done without love. You go and check the research. People who are in love and attracted to each other, their telomeres started expanding. Telomeres are the ends of your DNA, and the length of that will show whether you are aging or not. If it becomes very short, you're aging. So your biological age can be determined by the length of your telomeres.
Okay.
And people, when they started measuring people who are really in love and having great sex, they found their telomere length increasing. Okay, so that's one indication. But the Kundalini itself, you feel unstoppable once your Kundalini is awoken. You will have a consistent sexual energy. For most people, the sexual energy peaks at some point and then drops. And then they're not interested for a long time, and then suddenly it peaks, and then that time if somebody is available, good. If nobody is available, again it drops. You know? They can't maintain a turn on. Yeah. So they can't get turned on by someone sustainably every day. I mean, first of all, you don't get turned on by someone. Every turn on is Devi. It's Devi, Kundalini moving in your body. That's what turns you on sexually. Okay? And people think that the other person is doing it because of Thames Nadi. They think the other person is turning them on. No. No. It's not inside. It's an inside job. So it's your inside job to be turned on. When two turned on people are with each other for a long time, they can use sex to create things in the world. That is Tantra. That is a part of Tantra. It's called Adhonmay. There are 5 Tantras that are not about sex. Nobody wants to talk about them.
Yeah, because that's what is selling.
They're using Tantra for titillation.
Yeah, titillation. Yeah. I mean, these days it's a very popular thing. Tantric Sex is the most popular thing that sells almost anything.
Correct.
You add Tantric to even this mic,
Wow.
that you can say Tantric mic, it sells.
Wow. I should rebrand now.
So yeah, so you're giving a very different perspective of, probably my own understanding of Vedanta and Tantra. So what is your school of teaching called?
My school is called Siddha Yoga. Like what I'm teaching right now.
Okay.
I am the Parampara Adhikari for 6 schools of yoga.
Okay.
So one of them is called Siddha Yoga.
Hmm.
It is the Himalayan Siddha tradition that I'm now teaching. But my guru has also initiated me in the Tamil Siddha tradition as well.
Okay.
So I'll start teaching that very shortly.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's what I'm teaching.
Okay.
So this first thing that I'm teaching people is like the first lesson that Gorakshnath made for his Siddha students.
Hmm.
It is called Chandra Mandala Sadhana. Okay. So this is what I teach.
Okay.
In Siddha means success.
Hmm.
Siddh karna in Hindi.
Hmm.
It means to be successful.
Hmm.
So I'm teaching people how to get success
Hmm.
with their spiritual practices and clear their mind so that they can think and act better,
Hmm.
so that they can get success in whatever they're doing.
Hmm.
And they have clarity, they need to have purpose.
Hmm.
I'm teaching them all these things. For that, they need to be a new person.
Yeah.
They have to fix their self-image, the places where it's damaged.
Hmm.
They have to fix their I am.
Hmm.
I am is a monument that we need to fix, and it should look like a monument.
Hmm.
It shouldn't look like ruins, crumbles. So they fix their I am properly.
Yeah. I mean, people are, even though if people want to do many things, they are so bound by external things, their own family things. It's like existential crisis for many people that they don't get to.
It's identity crisis, no? They don't know who they are.
Yeah. Because everybody, let's say, even if you put out these kind of courses, not everybody will be able to access that.
They need a lot of energy first, so I make them do Devi Maryada. Go sit outside in the sun with bare feet for 2 hours every day. No sunset, no artificial lights after sunset. And drink a lot of water. Sleep in a particular orientation to the earth. Get grounding, you know.
Yes.
Stand outside. All these things.
These are simple things which people can do where they are.
That will increase their energy. When they have energy, then they can do deeper work like identity work. Otherwise, they can't do identity work. They'll fizzle out. You need energy to hold an identity also. So first energy, then anything else.
Yeah, so external forces, as in like we started discussing about invasions and
there are no external forces, what I'm saying. People take advantage of you because they don't think that there's anything wrong in that. They feel you deserve it, and also they may feel that you'll do nothing. So that's why. But when you change who you are, then that's not how you'll respond. You'll correct them about who you are. You say, you cannot do this way with me. These will be the consequences. You'll be able to give those things and make people all stick in line, you know.
Yeah. So then if they follow that, they won't be able to, they will not sway to the narratives that are in the world.
They won't, because they like being something strong and not swayed by every narrative in the world.
Yeah.
Do you think people really like to be like that? Not at all. They just are waiting to say, how do I get out of this? How do I just know myself? There are people are hungry now, man. So it's a good time, you know, for yogis to teach.
Yeah.
Because people are really hungry for yoga.
So, I mean, when talking about narratives, probably this could be the last part of this segment, the question. Do you follow the politics of the day?
No.
No?
No. I mean, I have a general idea what's where and what's going on.
Okay.
But in general, no. Because I think that's just a show they put up for us. Politicians all know each other, man. They put up a nice show. They're very creative. They put up a lot of shows. You can't take it seriously.
Not just that. I mean, in terms of the geopolitical thing, the capitalist people trying to sway the narrative in a certain way, that kind of politics, like at a very global level.
They can't do anything if there are more people like me. What they'll do? What can they do? Because I'm empowering people. I'm empowering the connection between people again. You know? And they also need to get connected with people. They're also Thames Nadi. Everybody's drunk Thames Nadi. The victim also and the perpetrator also. Both are drunk Thames Nadi. I have to make everyone drink Saraswati Nadi. I have powerful students who are in positions of power in the government. And they're realizing that they need to do something better with their lives than how they've been taught so far, and they're learning new things. Anyone can learn. If you have unhappiness and conflict, it's because you're just not learning.
Also, what do you do when spiritual gurus, do they have to be active in politics? Because the way things can sort of be in control of the larger mass of people.
Like people who are active in politics need a spiritual guru.
Yeah, that's what.
Spiritual guru don't need to be active in politics.
Okay.
Like everyone needs a Rajaguru, no? Every Raja needs a Rajaguru.
Yeah.
Yes. Even Modi needs Rajaguru. Everybody needs. So definitely spiritual people have relationship with politicians, but as student and teacher. Not any other way. He will not go stand for election. If he's going and standing for election, he is quite clumsy as a spiritual teacher. If you're a good spiritual teacher, people you teach will go stand for election.
Okay. That's nice. Okay. So let's end this sort of section here and then move on to the next segment.